Okay, wait.
Let's do this.
Yeah. Before we go, I want to say one more story before we go.
Oh, please.
Great.
I'm pretty sure this is about Brandon, so let me just relax. Let me get comfortable.
Which story is this?
Yeah. Brandon, do you remember when PlayStation 2 came out?
Oh, yeah. My favorite story. Larry knows this one.
It's a good one. I love hearing it.
Or you tell your side. You tell your side, because some people have heard my side. Yeah, go for it.
What year did that come out? What year was that? I don't even remember.
It must be
2004,
five, whatever. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But pretty much, PlayStation 2 was the hottest thing. It was coming out. Okay, and I wasn't planning on getting it. I didn't have the money. It wasn't by my mind. Brandon calls me up like, hey, you want to go wait in line and get a PlayStation 2? And I was like, you know what? And he's like, Alex is going, blah, blah's going, blah, blah's going, blah, blah's going. Hey, let's go. I don't have the money. Let's go. I'll get one. So we go. Waiting, trying to find the area. You already scoped it out. I think you and Andrew scoped it out, and you guys were all talking about what to do, had a plan. And then we see a big line. You do your research. Come up to us. No one said that's where the line's supposed to start. They started that line by themselves.
Yeah.
So they won't say anything. Start our line over here. So literally, he found a couple people. We started another line across the street from them. Yeah. So no one knew where the beginning of the line was to go.
Yeah.
Once they realized that, everyone started mobbing up.
Dude.
Everyone started mobbing up.
Yeah.
This was around the mall.
Yeah.
What mall was that, Brett?
It was the South Coast Mall. It was the Sony store at South Coast, yeah.
No one was allowed to be on the mall property. So everyone had to wait on the street sidewalk around the whole entire mall.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're all waiting at the end. We had a plan to where I think it was me and Brandon were standing, waiting, and then someone else had to go get the car parked right down the street. Right when the time came, we were going to swoop you up and drive in.
Yeah.
When we did that, literally, it rang. It looked like a giant mob. You saw everyone just running.
Right. People think I exaggerate, but it started with that one line with 20 people, right? And then we formed our own line with our group.
It started off with.
There must have been over 200-300 people, right? Right? And I described to everybody like it was like a Call of Duty. Yeah.
Yeah, that was on our end alone because we gave up because we were driving and we see the other end of the mall, cars,
Everybody
and then
had the
people
same
coming
plan.
from. It looked like literally a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
I started that
All
shit.
And
for
then once we
PlayStation
get
2.
there,
No, I started that shit. Yeah.
There was around 200 people at the door waiting to get in, knowing only 20 people were getting in, but everyone still waited.
Yeah.
They wanted their
and I
chance.
think some people got in, but they got escorted out and everything. But it was still funny because they were organized.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Brandon fucked it up.
I love it. This is why I like seeing the world burn, man. There's a part of me that likes to flip the table on order. But it was definitely one of the highlights of my young
You introduced
career.
chaos.
I introduced chaos.
It wasn't unfair because it wasn't the official Sony line.
Exactly.
Sony didn't hand out. These people just agreed to a civilized system. Yeah. And Brandon, not part of the tribe, just decides to come on in there.
Yeah, because how I explained it, Gabe, was that we went to the front of the line, and this dude represented the man to me, and it's like, hey, we got a well-established system. If you want one, just stand in the back. And it's like, oh, how many people are on the list? It's like, oh, we have 25. You'll be 26. He's like, how many PlayStations are there? There's 22. He's like, I'm not getting a PlayStation with your thing. Why would I stand in line?
Yeah.
And then I talked to you guys like, hey, there's not an official line. I think we can start our own line. That'll be better and bigger. But that started and I remember that guy. I remember that the unofficial leader. Like before we were about to run in, right? He left for like for an hour, right? And I was like, oh, he gave up. That dude gave us he gave me a stare, right? And then right before the thing was about to start, I saw him coming back. I don't know if I told you, I saw him coming back with a bike. So he just folded into my chaos that I created. Oh, it felt so good. It was 300 people, and people were there with tracksuits and shit. Remember that? People were like in their like cross country shoes and like cross country representing their schools, and it became like just a challenge.
This is the best.
It wasn't even about.
This is the best Sony
anymore.
Commercial of all time. Like,
yeah,
I still love this story because I could totally don't even know the guy, but I could see like his breakdown of like, no, this is like this is what we're doing. Yeah. And then when you guys start your new line as the dissenters, all the people who believed in the system now see you guys doing this. So I know there had to be heat,
dude. Like, I love it. We stood in line for like 7 hours, and dude. Am I exaggerating? When we finally ran, there were cars crashing. People were coming out of bushes. Like the ones that in front of us, that dude like was on rollerblades and he tripped and ate it, right? Am I exaggerating when we saw all this happen within like minutes, right? See? So I got proof here. Like I remember hurdling over this guy. I was like, oh shit. Like he looks really hurt, and I jumped over him. Like an Olympic runner.
Dude, I'm mad that there's a guy who thought he was going to be on rollerblades.
Dude, he ate it hard, man. He was rollerblading, thinking he was hot shit because he got wheels. Because we went old school. We weren't running. Everybody had bikes and cars. We just ran. And he completely tripped, and he rolled like forever, I felt. And then I remember seeing that. I was like, oh, man, he looks really hurt. And then I hurdled over him and continued.
This story never gets old, man.
It's my favorite.
I've heard it so many times. And I still enjoy it every time I hear it. It's such
it was
a good
definitely
story.
My taste of chaos, and I think I've always had that inside me where I hated authority. Like it is a real problem. Obviously, you're gonna have to work for people, but I feel like if you're my boss and we're for some reason not equal or treated as equal, I just have this. Like fuck you mentality. I don't know where it comes from, but I've always had that. And I saw when I think of that incident, I just see his face, like elitist face, talking about order, trying to somehow sell me on this idea of like you can be number 26, and there's a chance, and there's only 22 places. It's like, what are you talking about? Why would I stand 8 hours?
And this is why kids need to learn how to defend themselves, because the system breaks down, and you're left with a primal response opportunity where it's like, well, the system broke. Now what do I do?
Yeah.
Believe in the system more? No,
that was before everyone was doing live streams. Otherwise, that would have been live streamed like.
Oh my God, dude! I just wish I was there to see it. Like, I don't need a PlayStation that bad, but God, I would have loved to have seen the last hour of that.
Out of 300 people, right? They memorized that day as being like epic. Our group and that guy is the only one that knows the truth. That's what I think about. We're the only one that actually knew what happened, right? Because nobody knows the details of that story.
I bet you he's still telling the story.
Oh yeah, he's like this motherfucking Asian guy. Just started his line across from me. I was trying to be cool. Go ahead, say it again.
I remember going up to Brandon and be like, I remember going up to you and being like, look what you did.
Well, here's a question actually I don't recall was, did anyone from your group actually get a PlayStation?
No. Not even close. Dude, there were zombies in the bushes all night, man. They were cheaters.
You increased your chances, but...
We increased our chances, but we played by the rules, which is stay behind, off campus, start when the buzzers start. Ugh. People were hiding behind the bushes and sleeping bags. Cars were circling in and out, and they had a false start, man. It was the Olympics. It would have been stopped and redone, but those guys went in way before we did.
That's hilarious.